to Sagas of Sundry Goblin Mode. I'm Amy Vorpal, your Dungeon Master, and let's say hello to these Minions of Mayhem. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hello. Doing great. Okay, we have some housekeeping just where you are at the beginning, and then we'll part the veil of reality. So you're all at second level, full hit points. You've taken a short rest, which means you may have attuned to those rings and magic items that you found in episode 1s and 2s. You learned that on top of being able to control the robots of the door, that they're also rings of spell storing. And that means that anyone can cast a spell, use a spell slot, and cast a spell into that ring to be used at a later date by the person who's attuned to that ring. Up to 5 levels of spells. And they're empty except for one of Busy's, which does have a Pass Without a Trace spell stored in it still. Tippy, because of this short rest, you are now one short rest away from talking the wetness out of your leather.
Oh, thank God.
Of your gun holster.
Okay, thank God, all right.
And you are also still poisoned.
I'm still poisoned, that's right.
Yeah.
Poisoned by the idea this leather's so wet.
This is poisoning my mind.
Classic artist.
Got a sickness for slickness.
Yeah, with that, we are ready to part the veil of reality. And we are no longer in a really decorated studio in the middle of Burbank. No. We are actually in the land of Sundaros, where magic and technology collide. And in fact, you three are just outside of the closed gates that once was your home, and as of about 5 minutes ago is no longer. This mountain, from a vantage point which you guys haven't seen in a really long time, also about 5 years. This is a massive mountain, and it's all black, smoke circling above it. The entire sky is overcast, not one drop of sunlight to be found. There's thunder in the distance, lightning in the distance as well, rolling. No real sign of rain even. It's just uncomfortable and ugly if you were a regular humanoid, but goblins and skeletons, so this is par for the course.
What a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice.
Oh my God. I mean, I thought it would be like sunny and hot, but
Gross.
this is great.
I can't see a single stalactite. I can see some stalagmites, I think that's what they are, but no stalactites up there.
What's that thing up there? The big fluffy things and the
those Sky Mountains?
Sky Mountains.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, they're nice. They're nice. I
like
like them dark like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you're appreciating the general biome that you are now in, Gelenthor, the very nice wall monster who kind of had your backs, he had directed you to go west for 2 days in order to reach Knack Brekka, which is, as you know, the place where Fiends United is. But also, upon talking to Gelenthor, you learned it is a settlement for minions like you, as well as other types of monsters where, for the most part, you'll be safe from just the whims of monsters just eating you out of nowhere. And as you walk west, the crater of Sorrow looms in the north. It is a massive crater, and you know ultimately it does sink into lowlands, even below where you are, but the crater's edges are really, really high ridges, and they actually saturate your entire horizon. So you can just tell it's the Crater of Sorrow for that reason, but also because behind the site of that ridge, there are massive bones that stick up like spires. Some of these bones are skulls, but most of them are just, like rib cages. They're bones of deities and monsters alike from 500 years ago, the Searing. You can see them, but I would say they're like 2 miles out. It would take a hike to even get there. Meanwhile, as you go west, it's certainly there, but it's going to last for a while as you walk.
How much do we know about the Searing? Because I know,
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
great
just
question.
curious. I know it's like a definitive event that happened in our distant past, but as several local idiots, how much do we know?
Yes, very little. You know that it did happen.
Okay.
You know that the Searing happened 500 years ago, and kind of everyone still talks about it. You mainly know it, I guess, in context of Unzug, that is the beginning of his infamy. Like the Searing walked so that Unzug could run.
Right.
Without the Searing, was a giant culmination of a war between deities and demons, good guys and bad guys, or the light and the dark. When that all did collide together, a big blinding light shot all the way up and all the way down, piercing through the earth itself, forming a crater. You know that everyone died. If you were a thinking skeleton, you might say, maybe I died back then.
Oh, damn.
But
Maybe.
Are we thinking skeletons? I don't know. The other thing you would know about the Searing is in more recent years, people have begun talking about it a little bit more. It's almost like history and religion that it's kind of like, okay, well, we don't deal with that anymore. But if there was, like Y2K, then all of a sudden people get religious again, that kind of thing.
Is this because we're coming up on like the 500th anniversary of Searing Day? Is this like Searsmas Eve?
Searing Day. Not quite like that.
It's a Searsmas miracle.
It's not as specific as that, but you would be able to deduce that like maybe something's stirring or like people are just talking about it more. That's really all. It's not date related though. Yeah.
And I know that goblins have. You tell me do goblins have the same lore that everybody has about the Searing, or do they call it something else, or what would like a goblin booyag be telling Tippy?
Oh yeah, the goblin. Yeah, because you are 18, so you would know the Searing was ultimately really good for you guys. You got to come out of the darkness and into the light, kind of come into your own. And just so you know, I mean, the Searing flattened the earth. So there's the crater of
Flat
sorrow.
Earth.
That is confirmed. that takes up like a circular part of the geography, and then the desolation outside of it widened to this flat land of ashy, sandy blackness. The weather above that changed to what you see now. There are rocks and spires and rock formations, buttes that stick out of the ground, large, like mini mountains type thing. And then other than that, it's flat. And that takes up even more of the geography, almost half of Sundaros itself. As the goblin, you would know that the wilds formed after that, heavy and haunted green lands, verdant jungles and that type of thing. And then beyond that is fantasy as we know it. Were they affected by the Searing? Who would know and who cares? Like they're gallantlings and they're going about their kingly duties without any consideration for you.
We hate them.
Oh, the worst.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it just seems as though the Searing didn't do a whole lot to them or for them or against them. But for goblins, the whole desolation, that's what you wanted. Like,
so there's a fondness to the idea of the Searing, and
yeah. And as far as who did it and what did it, you almost don't care. Like they're not all caught up with the humanoid creatures' worship of the Sundari or the demon or anything. It's more just like, hey, we got ours. Like I think goblins are opportunists at best, and you got some more land. You were able to spread out a little more and occupy above ground land.
great. Okay.
So no one's celebrating the Seartennial, though.
The Searsmas.
Seartennial. No, I don't know that.
Commemorative Unzug stamps.
There might be those, though. Unzug is you would know. There is a pride of Unzug. Like, we're from Unzug's lair, for sure. And we'll see if anyone else is worshiping him outside. Any other questions about the history that maybe y'all might need to know?
I guess actually, looking at the Crater of Sorrow, how high up do those walls go? Can we tell sort of the lip of the crater?
Yeah, the lip of the crater is, in the lower places, it's 300 feet.
Okay. So it's huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
Cool.
Yeah, it's many buildings high. And the higher spots where, the wind hasn't lowered the ridge too much, I would say it gets up to 700, 800 feet. They're little mountains in and of themselves. And then the bones stack up even higher. I would say maybe not as tall as 800 feet, but yeah, the bones are significantly 400 feet spires.
I didn't realize they made bones that big.
I know.
So cool.
I want to. One of these days, we gotta go see them bones.
We gotta see them.
We gotta see the bones.
We gotta see them in person.
We get our portrait done in front of the bones.
Oh my God.
Then we could just have a little portrait we can show people.
There's a little boardwalk in front of
I saw the bones.
As you go, the ground is mostly packed dirt, mostly black packed dirt, and there are very few living things out and about. Maybe some bugs, maybe some small beasts like bats and birds, but for the most part, silent, windy, and just devoid of life. This trek is not populated.
Kinda eerie being out here. I'm used to all the clanks and whirring of contraptions being reset and
Shrieks.
scuttling.
Good
Oh, so many shrieks.
Oh, I miss the shrieks.
I always thought there'd be, I don't know, something more out here. Unzu gets to go out all the time, and all of his, compatriots get to go out with him, and I just thought there'd be more out here. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, what's that thing that you do? You do that thing, stuff you put
run,
it in your mouth,
hide,
and then
murder.
it comes out somewhere.
Put this stuff in my mouth.
Eating. Do you need?
Eating.
Is that a thing we need to worry about?
Yes.
Do you need food?
1000%, I'm hungry.
Okay.
But I saw a couple bats flying around. If we could, maybe make like a bone net. Oh, I have a boomerang. I could share it
They
between
might
the three
think
of
it's
us.
another bat.
Hey.
Right.
You could trick
We
'em.
trick them into a bat trap where we make them think
That it's true love.
a true love and that they could make out, and I snatch it and I eat it.
I see no issues with this.
Solid. Next time we see a bat, we sidebar, and that's
100%.
the plan. Okay.
Okay, you see a bat.
Oh, that was quick.
We weren't prepared for this.
Yeah, these bats, I mean, between the day and the night, it could be eternally dusk for all you know. I will say that skeletons, you do need rest,
Yeah.
but you don't need food.
Okay. These
Okay.
weary bones of ours.
You do need rest, yeah, but you don't need food. Okay, so yeah, you see a bat flying around away. Actually, you see a troop of bats. I don't know what the...
Quick, guys.
A battalion of bats.
Rearrange your bones to look like a bat.
I'm like trying to flap my robes a little bit, see if that helps.
Does Busy and Fib's distraction, does it attract any bats?
It does
are the bats
not.
aware?
If anything, I'm gonna say, I mean, these are not magical bats or anything. They're not like hyper perceptive or intuitive. If anything, you look like massive creatures, so they're probably gonna be leaving, like going
How
away.
close is the closest bat? I guess?
The closest bat. So yeah, they're sweeping in and they're coming towards you and then trying to move away. So the closest bat would be lingering behind 20 feet from you.
20 feet. I'm gonna try to throw my boomerang at one of the bats.
Okay, great. And it's going to be a swarm. It's going to be many bats.
Busy's gonna grab the boomerang first. She's gonna take a little bit of like the soot, because she's dirty, she's a skeleton, put it on her skeleton non-lips and just place them on the bat and be like, there, now they know that like, I've made it pretty.
Perfect
So
thinking.
it's like, hey, like this bat, this boomerang is like this bat. Great party.
And I'm going to cast Minor Illusion on the boomerang to have it make a bat sound.
Bat mating call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, from
Okay.
what I imagine that sounds like.
Yes, perfect.
What would
Okay,
that
I
sound
guess.
like?
Go ahead.
Hey, get busy flapping over here. Check out these. Check out these wings.
I'm flapping over here.
Yeah, no, certainly not a chirp. But why
So
did I
now
think
I
it
have
was
a
gonna be-
boomerang with Busy's shit lipstick stain on it.
Yeah.
And it's going, I'm flapping over here. And I cock it back and I go,
Kiss, kiss, bat, bat.
and then I throw it into the sky.
Yeah, great. You're targeting the swarms.
Yeah, I'm
Ideally, you hit
targeting the
at least
swarm.
one of them.
Hopefully I'm hitting one bat.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Just one
to
on
it.
the edge.
Hit.
And there's a straggler over there.
Okay, that's gonna be a 10.
Is that good?
It's gotta be good.
That's
a solid hit.
It's a nat 10 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will hit. That will hit. A swarm of bats. It's not your best throw, I'll say that. Like, this is...
Does it come back?
It gets, yeah, I'll say it gets lost in the swarm of it and it kind of plummets to the ground, but alongside at least one bat. Yeah, with one bat.
Oh, amazing.
You have a one batting average.
Do I lose the boomerang? Or
No, it's down. It's just falling
It's
down.
right next to the
yeah,
bat.
it's 20 feet away. So yeah.
So I run over all excited, like, and I pick up the bat and the boomerang, and I go, got it, got the bat, and I make them kiss. I make it kiss the boomerang, and I run back to my friends and I go,
You know, at Goblin culture, usually the strongest and the biggest get first bite, but because, we're adjusting here, I'll let you two share the first bite.
Oh, that's so nice. I don't really do all that. It's not really
Why not?
my jam, but I'll take the bones when you're done with them.
No, look, I'll show you. And Tippy just raw tries to take like a big bite out of like a bat's
Yeah, I mean,
ear.
if you're asking me if you're successful, 100%. Yeah, you have goblin teeth. They're shiny, and
I'm like
spiky.
gnawing on a bat ear, like this.
Yeah, and blood's getting all everywhere, and yeah, you're a mess.
I hand it back to you. Go on.
What do I?
I don't know where to.
I don't know what to do with this.
it.
Well, just take a big bite. I mean, you still have like a good jaws. You still have good mandibles.
Yeah, but
on
it's
you.
just gonna fall through my bones.
Yeah, Busy grabs the bat, opens her skeletal maw wide, and just sets the bat in there and goes, "Am I doing it? Am I doing it?
Okay, we'll work on that.
Is this eating?"
All right, we'll work on that. I understand. I get it now. And I'm going to take the bat out of Busy's mouth and go, I'll just dress this up for later. Maybe we could have like
I
a
would like
stew would be easier.
to gift you my bites.
Okay, thank you so much. I will take the bites.
Yeah, just give us the bones when you're done.
All right, perfect.
So having figured out how you're eating and camping and traveling, without any really difficulties, you make it to your first night. As you're getting ready to fall asleep, Loof comes out and she actually caught some bugs and spun them
nice.
up. Yeah, she made a little web for herself in there and has some bugs wrapped up for her, so you don't have to worry about feeding her.
Oh, thank God.
I would die for her. I just need everyone to know that.
Okay.
Well, she comes out and goes, so we are heading to Knack Brekka, it sounds like.
That's correct, Loof. We're going to Knack Brekka. It's my first time out of the dungeon.
Yes, mine too. Are we hoping to incite many fears in Knack Brekka?
You know, I hadn't thought about it, but I imagine we'll stoke some fears, perhaps pluck at insecurities, and maybe even play on terrors and, other some such.
Oh, good. I haven't had a chance to do any of those things yet.
Oh, we're gonna be pitting people against each other. I mean, we just can't help it. Like,
It's in our nature.
Are you spreading tea?
Yes, tea and discourse.
Tea and discourse? Oh, good. Okay, well,
I talk into my locket. We're going to be passive aggressive. We're going to hurt people's feelings.
oh, but in a nuanced way.
Very specifically, we're going to say very, very specific things that target personality traits that hurt their feelings.
Okay, yes, I want to do that, and I want to just kill.
We're definitely gonna kill some confidence. I'll tell you that.
We're definitely going to kill some confidence.
Okay, well, it sounds like we are on the same page for the most part. Now, I mean, is that all we're going to do there, or why do you want to go there, Unky Fibs?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, my niece, for giving me my proper title. I want to go to Knack Brekka because it's the only place that I've heard of, and it's where those fiends came from Fiends United, and I don't know, we might learn something about what happened to Unzug. Or maybe he's there.
And if we find one dirty, stinking gallantling that may or may not have put their hands on Maxwell, we will stab and stab and stab and stab until our hands are so sore that we'll have to wait till the next morning to stab
Oh
some
my
more.
gosh, and that is just all Loof can take, and she crawls up her Unky Tippy's body, and she's like at the top of his head, like in the middle of his hair, and you just see two spider legs going,
Yes, stop.
That's the spirit, Loof. But again, no, lose the Unky for me, okay?
Just not going to happen.
Okay, all right, we'll work on that too.
So with that, is there anything else you'd like to do
Yes.
to hunker down? Okay.
Yeah, so I think anytime Tippy is making camp or resting, he tries to set up like a little mini workshop and he tries to go through his scraps, and he takes something and wants to make sure that he hides it from his team. So I don't know if I have to roll stealth or not, but he wants to take some items and just start working on them
From his pack?
from his pack. yeah.
Okay, perfect.
First he walks over the Fibs and he goes,
Remember when I gave you that top hat?
Oh, yeah,
Can I see it?
of course.
Thanks,
And
that was easy.
Fibs takes off his wizard hat and pulls the top hat off, and then puts the wizard hat back on, complete with the hair attached, and hands him the top hat.
Okay, maybe think about trimming the okay, never mind.
I think it's a good length.
I like the length.
I take the hat and I take it to my pack. I go over to Busy. I'm like, Busy, do you have any paper clips or anything, part of that clipboard, any sort of scrap metal that's important to you that
I could.
Oh yeah, Busy.
borrow?
Since Busy is a bone pile, Busy just like rolls her head over to like lay down so that her hand can crawl over it, and takes one of the scraps off of her crown, and rolls her head back up, and then just like things her skeleton hand up, up Tippy's body, and like puts a little piece of scrap like in his hand.
Tippy takes it.
All right, thanks for that, guys. Yeah, don't come over in my corner because
All right.
I'm a light sleeper. And there's no other reason why I wouldn't want you to come over there.
Okay.
Makes sense to me. There's no other reason. He said it.
I don't think you would lie to me, so I believe you.
Okay, cool, guys. Good night.
And then I walk off and start like tinkering on these 2 items.
Okay, cool. You don't produce anything by
Yeah, that's okay.
the end of the next morning, but you are well on your way to doing whatever it is that you're hoping to do. And you are able to get a long rest as well, again, with no real interruptions. Loof is also sleeping within your ribcage fibs.
Okay.
And for the next day, as you wake up and journey on, you're still heading west. At some point, the crater ends. Like you can see that it goes off into the distance, and you're like, oh, okay, well, the crater doesn't continue for the rest of the
Not
land.
infinite sorrow.
It's not infinite. Yeah, it's not an infinite crater.
Finite sorrow.
You're about halfway through the next day. You expect that at some point you will approach Knack Brekka, and about halfway through, you do finally see some form of life. It is extremely unexpected. Even traveling through here, you would expect more goblins, more skeletons, maybe some oozes, maybe some fiends, perhaps even some monstrosities or aberrations, but this is a human woman who seems in her elder years. She is covered in holy symbols and robes and trinkets and natural-based jewelry. She's meandering around a certain butte, just looking up at it, and then trying to maybe climb up a bit and realizing it's shaped like this. And so she's realizing, oh, I can't quite make it up there. So you just see her. She doesn't notice you yet. She's about 100 feet away from you.
Guys, over there, do you see it? It looks like some disgusting human booyag or something.
It's like a fleshy thing. Oh, she gonna be freaked out? She's gonna be freaked out when she sees us. I don't think they.
I don't know. I
think it's
mean,
fine.
she looks almost like us, but just with like wearing a skin suit or something.
Busy, what's the protocol? Like, well, what are we supposed to, if they wandered into the dungeon, what were we supposed to do? Like,
Well, if they wandered into the dungeon, we would kill her.
kill, right?
her.
Kill.
But also, we would want to ask questions, do some
Questions.
torturing,
Torture?
do torture for answers. Should we go? Maybe not torture for. You know what? I am learning so many cool things now that we're out of the dungeon. I want to try something and see if it works. Busy is going to cast Disguise Self. Busy's a skeleton, so she just makes it so she looks like she has flesh. Her hair is the same. She now has deep melanated brown-colored flesh. Obviously, she adds a bit more flesh than probably she's supposed to. She doesn't know how much flesh people have. So she's a little like rounder than usual looking, because usually she's a skeleton. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna go do some. I'm gonna go talk to. Be human. How do I look?
You look the most human I've ever seen.
I want to bite you.
You look
Oh, thank you.
utterly disgusting. In a good way, in a human way.
Fantastic. Like grabs my clipboard and walks over to the woman.
And the rest of you,
So what should we do? What if things go south? Should I take
Maybe.
her out from here?
No, let's creep closer, but I don't want to blow up her spot. She's trying something. Let her do some reconnaissance.
Okay.
A word I heard once.
I think
that I
Fibs
definitely
Tippies
used right.
wants to do some reconnaissance.
Okay,
And they
perfect.
want to creep closer without the woman detecting them.
okay, great. Yeah, you're a little wobbly in this disguised self. Yeah, but for the most part, you do look like a human. And right, you're going for human.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you out of nowhere just approach this woman, and she sees you and holds up kind of two holy symbols. One is an 8-pointed star. One is a candle. And you two are still about 100 feet away, but you can't quite see the insignias.
Is that for me?
What? No. What do you want?
Oh, I just wanted to say hi. So my name is Humania. My name's Humania. I saw that you were out here, and I'm actually doing a survey of people who are out here. So, first part of the survey, what is your name, person who's out here?
Oh no. You people, you're everywhere, aren't you? You're everywhere. I'm just a woman on a trek. Do I have to? What will I get if I do this survey?
If you do the survey, we will give you a gift certificate to the Crater of Sorrow.
Look, I pity you. That's why I'm doing this. The Crater of Sorrow is a geographic location that one can just enter. But fine. My name is Asa.
Great. And Asa, what would you say is the best part of being out here and doing whatever it is that you're doing out here? And what are you doing out here?
Oh, the best part of the desolation is small chance of sunburn. I mean, what I am doing out here, I mean, at the moment, look, I'm trying to meet up with my faction, but they left me behind because my deer jumped up to the top of the butte when we thought we saw a scravix. And everyone else went on, but there's no chance that I can leave Nadge. She's mine, you see.
So you're looking for a deer?
I know where she is. She's at the top of that. I just have no way to get her down.
So if we got her down, you would leave and there wouldn't be any more people here?
Yes, I'm the only person here, and so yes, I would leave and then you'd be peopleless.
Okay. And final addendum question.
Is that important to you?
Addendum, just another quick question, if you will. So what would you say the most painful part of your body is and the best places if someone were to hit you would be to hit you there?
Okay, in the spirit of participating, like in all honesty, if you've ever been hit in the tit, it just really, really stings.
Yeah, that
I wonder what they're talking about.
Suck
What do you
if
think
I
it
was
is?
hit in the tit, which would be bad because it's
Just very high sense.
Because it would be like this part, like and Busy's like pointing to her hip, and like that would be like that seems like that.
Do you think she's giving us a signal to attack?
She's pointing. She's pretty.
She's pointing at something.
I'll just show you.
Busy like points to her elbow.
Higher up, and then up, lower a little, but then inside and down and to the side, over there, and then to the other side, over there. Yes.
I think she's saying, shoot her in the chest.
Oh, the ribs. It's the bumpy thing. It's the bumpy things over the ribs. It's the bumpy things over the ribs.
Bumpy things over the ribs.
Yeah.
Shoot her in the chest.
Oh, that's what you guys call
Okay,
those.
look.
I'm so confused. What do those do?
Fibs, I have an idea. You turn yourself into a bone tripod. I hang out there on top with the crossbow. Bang, right in the chest.
I don't think I can turn myself into a tripod. You can I'll bend down a little bit and you can knock it on my shoulder.
Is it a green light? Should we take her out or what?
So, all right. Well, if that's all the questions, then I really do need to get back to solving this conundrum at hand.
Well,
You seem nice, but also misguided.
Oh, I am nice. People, nice is good. I am very nice. And what do nice people do? Nice people, a nice person would help you with your deer. I will help you with your deer. Busy just like turns to the guys and is like,
She's not sure. Maybe there's not a clear shot.
Who are you facing?
I'm looking at the face of God.
Okay. Roll a deception.
Deception. Well, I mean that's an 11.
Yeah. So she says, look, it seems to me as if you do have people out here. And let me just say, if you do, then I would be way more inclined to accept your help because you seem extraordinarily confused by just your being. So I don't know that you would be able to even get anywhere near helping me with my deer.
Well, that's a lot of assumptions that you just made.
No,
but I do have people. I have 2 human people with me.
Oh my God.
She's
She's saying there's 2 other humans here.
I can only disguise self, not disguise friend.
I'm gonna send
Do
one
I
at
look-
this old lady.
Do I look I get the hair. Do I look believable?
Yeah, to me you do.
All right.
Are you gonna go down there?
She needs help, right?
Okay, you go down.
You know what?
See how she reacts, and then as she runs away, I'm gonna put 2 in her back.
All right. That is a sound strategy as ever I've heard one.
Okay. Tippy cocks his crossbow and tries to aim, and the crossbow's like unsteady in his hands.
And you are disguising self, or just
I look down at
bones
my
in it?
hands, I run them through my hair, and I'm like, the hair's perfect, but the hands are all wrong. And then I cast disguise self on myself and try to make myself, the first human that comes to mind is Crandall Greckleworth, who I just hate him so much, and I get angry the moment I think about it, but it's too late because I've already cast the spell. So I believe you described him last time, or
Yes.
more previous session, just kind of stooped,
Yes,
like
hunched
broken
over.
man.
Yeah, it's mostly bald, some sprouts of hair, and they're all too long. They're all like greasy and hanging below him, some teeth missing, and a crooked mouth.
I'm picturing like the bastard child of Gargamel and Wormtongue, and just like a really greasy fella.
Yes, a really greasy fellow. Perfect. Okay, that is what you look like, and you're all ready to
Make a move.
make a move.
Just walking right behind me,
make a
like
move, you
doing the
old
sand
hag.
walk so she can't see.
Okay, so your friend shows up, and you see. Roll an insight check, Dan.
All right, that is a 13.
A 13. Okay, well, you see something in her eyes. It could be hatred or disgust or just recognition or confusion. But she's definitely reacting to you. It's hard to tell if it's positive or negative. She just could be scared, but she's got a reaction going for you.
Hello, it's me, Crandall Greckleworth. And to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I'm Asa. Weren't you just in Knack Brekka?
No, yes, I was just in Knack Brekka, but I had to leave on urgent business.
Yeah, it just seemed that you were coming from the east and...
You know, the landscape, east, west, sometimes we all get confused and turned around.
Yes, right. Well, hello. Seems as though you two would like to help me rescue my deer.
That is absolutely the reason I came over, a fact that I definitely understood.
Good. Should you help me get my deer back, I do have 30 gold pieces for you.
How many dungeon dollars does that equate to?
You know, I have heard of it. I've heard that there are overlords who have an internal bartering system
Yeah.
with their own printed paper.
We don't need them because we are humans, but we do like
course.
collecting them. So just that's
Slayers of minions, are you?
we are slayers.
And flayers.
Oh, that's so fun. So, to answer your question, I don't know what it converts to.
Okay, I mean, 30 sounds like a good number to me.
What do they look like?
Oh, yeah, and she holds up a gold piece.
So yeah, we'll
I
do that.
They usually fly out of a gallantling when they fall on a spike.
Oh, what?
Oh, it's just something that it's a
That's-
joke. It's an old human joke.
It's Knack Brekkian.
Yes, I didn't spend too many days in Knack Brekka, so I didn't pick up the lingo. I'm a bit old, you see. Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Is that true?
You can't teach dogs.
Well, it's just, I still learn, I read.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Great.
okay, great.
I also enjoy book.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
book right now. I'll book all day.
So when you say deer,
So scravix was somehow this far out. You know, they don't really leave the Crater of Sorrow, but the rest of my faction moved along to get out of the way, and my deer somehow made it up to the top of this butte, but it's shaped in such a way that there's no way that I can get up there, and she can't come down.
now quick point of clarification. As someone who has definitely read a monster manual before and knows what you're talking about, how would you describe a scravix for people that maybe don't know off the top of their head?
Right. Well, if you haven't been to the Crater of Sorrow, they're like 100-foot-long worms.
Oh, right.
That
the
feed
worms.
on the bones of dead deities and dead monsters.
Of course. The sad bone worms.
For the most part, they live above the ground and they leave behind their leavings, which are giant piles.
Is that what this is?
Oh no, this is just a rock formation.
Oh, okay.
No, the Crater of Sorrow is where they normally are. This one must have gone rogue in search of other bones.
Tippy being full of anxiety now, the conversation that's been happening down there out of earshot, he's so full of anxiety. He's worked himself up so much. He's like,
They can't hear me. I've got to get a message to my friends.
and he pretends to make what he thinks is like a bird sound. And he goes,
Kill! Kill!
like from up the hill.
Kill!
And now he's shaking so bad with the...
Performance check. Disadvantage. I don't think you've heard a bird in your entire life.
Ouch. All right, roll an 18, not having that. Oh, roll 2 18s!
Roll 2 18.
Whoa.
Okay, that's crazy. Performance minus 2.
You're
so that's
poisoned, but
16.
your performance
Oh,
is
yeah.
Yes.
That's a
Oh,
16.
that's right. Yeah, you're still disadvantaged from
Disadvantaged
poison
no matter
too,
what.
No matter what. So I guess you were taking your cue from the bats, what they
Yes.
actually sound like, and this bird does make a bit of a chirping sound. It does seem to say the word kill, but yeah, I think y'all are able to perceive that is your friend.
Oh, what lovely birds that you have around.
Birds shouldn't be out this far.
Maybe it's
First
a-
the scravix, and then
Maybe it's a bat.
It's bad.
Kill! One in the chest!
What in the chest? Sorry, I just said what in the chest?
Within range!
Are you speaking? Can you speak to birds? I've known druids in my time.
Yes,
Are you
I-
skilled in the art of animal speaking?
I am. I'm gonna speak to the bird.
You could do the same for my deer, then.
I can do the
If
same.
you tell it
for
to
your-
jump, I can get it down safely.
Okay.
Why would I lie about this specific thing?
I mean, what would it be jumping into?
The air?
Wait, how are you? I just no. Wait.
I'm sorry. Do I look like the traveling trampoline salesman of the wastes? That is the thing I know about weirdly,
Wait.
trampolines.
Okay. Okay. So if you tell her to.
Oh my god.
Okay, the bird. Okay, we should all, actually before that we should go kill the turkey, and eat that because there are very few live animals here. So maybe we do that first. She'll just be at the top of the rock formation no matter what. I think I'm going to do that.
Don't kill the
Turkey.
don't kill it. What if it's the last of its kind?
What if it's the king of the turkeys?
Oh yeah.
King Turkey.
Okay, and what if I'm the queen of Sundaros?
Are you the king of
No, I'm not the
Sundaros?
queen of Sundaros. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go kill a turkey.
Kill now!
It sounds so in pain.
No, you want to be alive. You don't want us to kill you, turkey.
No kill!
No kill. Good turkey. See, it doesn't want to die. Good turkey.
Oh, it's sad.
Panic!
No, she's not panicked. She thought you were in pain. Good job, turkey.
Kill!
Okay, we are gonna get this down. Busy, it is very important to note, as a bard, Busy does not talk to animals. I just want to, in case anyone was wondering, because Busy is a bard, Busy is talking out of her ass, out of her hip bones. So she's just like, yeah, I didn't do anything. I'm a woman of the desolation. I'm independent.
So it sounds like you want my dear to jump from 25 feet in the air,
I was pretty clear.
at which point you will get her down.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what we're going
Or
to do.
your money back.
Okay, maybe I wasn't specific. I also would like her to be alive.
Yeah, she'll be alive.
okay.
If she's not alive, that means you did something because we just showed up.
I would like some proof before I put my animal into your way of how this is going to work.
Since there's been so much turkey talk, Busy is going to say, like, okay, I will have the turkey come to us, and then you'll know I can bring things closer. So then Busy, hey, turkey who says kill, why don't you come closer? And then, how far away is Jason?
About 100 feet.
How far? You're 100, okay. Busy, hoping that Tippy has heard, she is going to cast Silent Image and have a turkey come around.
Okay.
Busy thinks that turkeys are a bird. So Busy looks around at things that could be a turkey and could look like what a turkey looks like. And Busy looks down at her hand and goes,
Oh no.
Busy casts Silent Image, and the image is of a hand with feathers. And here is
Okay.
the little beak.
It's so good at attracting goblin.
Let's see. Yeah, that just happens. You're just able to cast that.
This is chaos.
She rolled pretty high. She says, "All right, enough. That is like no bird I've ever seen. It's certainly not a turkey, and it looks like a child's drawing, in fact. And I get it. You're powerful sorcerers. You can conjure things. I'm not to be made a fool of. You don't even know who you're trifling with. Would you like to mess with one of the leaders of the Vaunted?
Who are the Vaunted?
We're a faction of folk who travel around Sundaros helping others, but not for free."
Oh, that's why you have the gold.
Well, so you did not know I was a Vaunted?
No, we thought.
Well, then why are you casting really silly spells?
Well, because we're trying to help you get your deer.
I don't understand how that helps. I asked for proof that my deer would land safely down, and you conjured a...
You asked for proof that we have magic powers that can help get your deer safely down. I preferred not to waste a slot of spells of my arcane reservoir. I'm trying to save it to assist this creature that you describe as a deer.
Yes, I do know how that works. I'm not magical myself, but you have to understand that we become, as the Vaunted, quite sought after and targeted, because when we help a person, we do not tell them that a debt needs to be repaid, and we come seeking them later on.
That seems like a predatory lending practice.
And I like it.
Well, you can see why we're targets. Yes, well, that is just our way. We will help whoever, but there also must be balance, and so we come demanding repayment at a certain time.
Man. Okay, I won't ask you for any favors, but
Yeah, it's quite the protection spell racket.
Well, whatever it is, as if you haven't tried to do whatever you can to survive in Sundaros.
So
I
hearing
guess.
Busy earlier being like, I want my turkey to come closer.
Oh yeah, that did happen.
Tippy is waddling down the hill. Yeah. So I don't know how close he is now, but he's on his way to meet his friends.
Great. So yeah, she's like in it with you guys, but all of a sudden, like she does see what's behind it. That was the thing making the noise. Begone, foul
Hands in
goblin!
the air, old lady.
Oh,
Wait, hold on.
scary goblin!
Wait. Stop,
scary
guys, stop.
goblin!
What? Guys, stop. Put your hands out. Just her.
oh, okay.
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 All right, the
Okay.
jig's up.
There's no jig.
What?
What? Did she say the jig?
Yeah, the jig. Well, there is it a jig? What is a jig?
I don't know, but it's
I think
up.
it's a dance.
Oh!
Yeah. There's no dancing, human.
All right.
What are we doing?
We're gonna help her get a deer down from the top of this
For
butte.
which I offered to pay.
Pay? How many dungeon dollars?
That's what I'm saying.
Don't know. 30 gold. We don't speak
How
the
much
same
is 30,
currency.
30?
I don't know.
No, it's
Maybe it's
many.
like a
it's
one-to-one.
plenty.
How many fish heads is that?
Fish heads?
I don't know. She doesn't.
Piles and piles, stacks of
She
fish heads.
an invalid? I don't understand what's happening.
No, I'm a woman.
What do you want from my friends, and why do you want them to save your deer?
Because my deer is precious to me. She is mine. She is my familiar. You certainly have had pets before.
Tippy thinks of Maxwell, who isn't a pet, but goes, I have had that.
You had a bat.
I did, and I ate it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Can we discuss this without a crossbow being pointed at my chest?
I don't know. Can we discuss this without your humid witch stinking ways?
I'm not a witch.
I don't know. You look like one.
No, I'm a vaunted.
What is that another word for witch?
yeah,
gold, dungeon dollars?
No, they're like kind of.
Wait, you all seem to know each other. Get him off of my ass.
I'll put one in your chest, lady.
I know. I believe you.
That's what you guys were saying, right? Put one in the chest? You were pointing at the chest the whole time.
No, she was trying to
no.
explain to me what tits were.
Well, what are tits?
It's on the chest.
I think we can buy them with dungeon
I'll
dollars.
shoot your tits, lady. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
I don't think so.
Not the tits.
I wasn't here actually, so I don't remember her saying it's the most painful part of the body. So that's something I don't personally know.
It is apparently like one of the worst places to get hurt for humans, which I am.
Oh, perfect. That's where I'll shoot. I'll shoot right at that thing.
Will you? You've been holding that crossbow for a solid 2 minutes right at my tit. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Have you ever killed a thing in your life? And she goes and tries to disarm you. We'll make this an opposed grapple check. You're at disadvantage, remember?
No. Okay,
Yes,
that's not good. That's not good. That's
17 plus 2 is
critical
19.
fail.
Yes. Okay, she has the crossbow now. Enough!
I told you my hands are sweaty. I told you guys my hands are sweaty from up the hill.
I would expect this behavior from Knack Brekka of 2 humans getting in league with a goblin, but out here, this doesn't
Please.
make any sense.
Please don't shoot me in the tits. I heard it was painful. I don't want to be shot in the tits, please.
Yes, we are not a violent people, but if you're not going to help me with my dear, then please move along and stop trying to kill me.
We've been trying to help you. You are now threatening our friend.
That's right.
This was
He
a
was
quarrel,
threatening
and
me.
now there's a quarrel that you're
You've
pointing
made a
at
quarrel.
him.
You're now a quarreling lady.
Okay, so how do you want this to end? Do you want to save my dear, or are you going to move along? Because I can probably fare a little bit better without the chaos of you 3.
I will save, we'll grab a rope, we'll go up there, and we will ride your deer down. You will give us the equivalent of, I'm guessing, 100,000 dungeon dollars.
Yes.
And then we will all be on our way.
Just get your deer to jump.
Because unlike you, we charge at the time of service.
Yes.
We don't try to come back and say, like, you owe me one.
Okay,
That's
no,
right.
we don't need any judgment here. This is how things have worked in Sudaris for a very long time.
All right.
Oh yeah, let me show you how these hands work. And then, and then I'm gonna try to disarm this lady back.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, go for it. So this is going to be another opposed grapple.
Okay. That's gonna be a 5.
I have a 15, so you just kind of like it's like yeah.
Okay, I'm very
Get
sorry
away,
about
back
that.
up.
I'm a very nervous goblin. Please don't shoot my tits.
Okay, I will not. I'm not a violent person, but you understand I have to defend myself. I'm a lone person out here, and now there are 2 humans and a goblin against
I
me.
messed up, guys. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm going to put this crossbow down,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I need you to say a couple of things to me.
I'll say anything you want.
Say, you're the boss of me.
Well.
Okay.
Say it.
You're.
Say it. Say it. I
You're
defeated you,
the-
didn't I?
Okay, you're Unzug is the boss, and you're a boss, so you're the boss of me via Unzug.
Yes, I'm the boss of you, and now say, I'm your submissive servant. This is how goblins work.
I'm your.
Is it?
I'm your submissive servant. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we've.
Okay,
it's been
now
our
lay
life.
down. Lay all the way down.
Okay, but lay down at my fart.
I've smelled farts before.
Oh, well, la-dee-da.
This is seeming like a different thing than when we first walked over.
Okay, lay down.
I'm laying down.
Okay.
I'm laying down.
Awesome.
Tippy
All
lays
right.
down, and definitely. Yeah. For sure.
Okay, great. That's for me to feel safe around a goblin.
All right, we need our associate here to help.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Here's what I'm going to do. There's nothing you can do to hurt my dear. She's out of range, but you could bring her down and save you. I'm going to back away from all 3 of you and let you do your thing, but I'm going to hold the crossbow towards you in case you do any malfeasance towards my dear.
If I know a thing or two about malfeasance, and I probably don't, it sounds like the Vaunted are the only ones doing the corporate malfeasance here.
All right. Great. So she kind of moves away and does keep the crossbow pointed at you.
If you know how to tell your deer to jump, tell it to jump. I promise it will be okay.
Okay. She's going to do an insight check on you. She rolled pretty low, Are you
Phibbs
in earnest?
is telling the truth.
You are in earnest?
Phibbs is telling the truth.
Well, she really doesn't have a choice anyway. I mean, she does believe you, and I think this needs to be over sooner than later. Even though you look like the person that I should least trust.
Ouch.
Yes, I really don't trust you, and you're probably sociopath.
I'm not. I really am not. I thought you were a bad lady, and I was gonna definitely put like one on your chest, two in your back. That's all. That's all I was gonna do.
Okay.
Just one.
Just one.
And then the other two.
And then the other two in your back. Yeah.
So she does something, and she holds the insignia of a candle, like this charm, up to her face. You see this now. You all see him go stiff as he sees this, and for a split second, and then he comes out of it. But while you're in that state, you actually have a vision.
Oh,
Oh.
And you know immediately this is a flashback to your previous life. Not your unlife, but the life you had when you were corporeal. You are in your element. The feeling that you have is adventure, thrill. You've got a big smile on your face. You've lived a good life, but you are in the earlier phases of life as a creature, which you cannot feel which race that actually is. You're leaping from branch to branch in a thick forest that is very lush and verdant. There are vines that you swing from. You're barely out of breath, even though it does seem like you've traveled a long way at this speed. You have a glowing item clutched in your hand. You can't quite tell what it is, but you know that it is worth a lot and you worked really hard to get it. The breeze in your braids feel amazing. You actually keep looking back behind you and down on the ground to check on someone or something. It feels like someone's chasing you, but a laugh comes out of you.
aha.
Yeah, it feels like, gosh, maybe this should be dangerous, but it's not, it's thrilling. And for a second, you lose the chase and you look down and you pause. And that's when you just dodge a weapon that flies by your head and you're back and you laugh as loud as you can and you're off to the races one more time through the forest, holding this relic in your hand. And that's when you're bounced back into your Crandall Greckleworth body.
Oh my God.
You okay?
That was weird. I look around and look down to my hand and I'm freaked out because I forgot that I was Crandall.
Oh, right.
And I'm like, oh, hey.
I have a deep sense that you would not harm Nadge nor me.
No.
All right, I'll give her the signal to jump.
Okay.
She is 25 feet up in the air.
Do I recognize that symbol at all?
You know that it's important, and you know that that was the reason why you did flashback.
Okay. Candle symbol, important.
And and then if you're examining, if you're like looking at the candle, like she's draped in items too. So go ahead and make a perception check to see if you recognize anything else.
8, I do not.
8. What I will say you notice is there are 5 repeating insignias, but they kind of look different each time. And I don't know, your eyes are just like, whoa, the candle. I really got lost in myself when I saw that. Okay, so she trusts you. She's going to ask the deer to jump, and it is 25 feet in the air, so she just makes a hand signal to the deer, Nadge, who is peering down, and the deer takes a run and leaps off of the surface of the top of the butte.
So, as the deer begins to leap, it'd be pretty messed up if I didn't keep my word, right? And then he pulls out a feather from one of his pouches and casts Featherfall on the deer.
Oh,
there we go.
Amazing. Okay, so she's cringing as she's watching this deer that is just a powerful female doe, but her eyes are bulging as she's almost bracing for the fall. And as she does, about 10 feet above the ground, you see her kind of lift a little, pause, and gently settle down. Her feet are already prancing by the time that she reaches the ground. And when she reaches full ground, she like starts bouncing around and bounding.
She's gonna be like that for roughly a minute.
Are you watching Asa or the deer?
I'm watching the deer.
What about y'all?
I'm face down in the dirt.
That's right.
I'm watching Asa and kind of like, I noticed something happening when Phibbs stared at the candle of exposition, so I'm just kind of like trying to figure out like what that is.
How dare you? Okay, you're.
So yeah, just like try kind of like looking at the candle, trying to figure out like why.
Are you
like,
also looking-
he,
yes.
like blue screened?
Okay, cool. I'll give you. Go ahead and roll a perception check as well.
That is a 6.
A 6. Okay, yeah, you notice the same thing he does. There are some repeating symbols, but for the most part, the candle seems to be the most important. Okay, so you're watching her, and as her tear, she cries her tears down her face that her deer is safe, and she goes, oh, my Nadge. She runs over to the deer, and as she's petting the deer, it calms down, and she turns back to you a completely different person. Just completely different. There's no age in her anymore. She is very slight. She's wearing a beautiful gown. She is dark skinned and has long black braids that go all the way down past her waist. And she looks up at you and she's just completely radiant and gorgeous. And she goes, what? This was a surprise for me as well, that it would be you.
Can I get up now, lady?
Of course.
Tippy sort of brushes himself off and he goes, oh, whoa.
Interesting. I know you. We need your help.
Is there another deer?
Not in so many words. You must save us. They are trying to bring us back. But it is not time. And the world is not ready. There are 6 of us, not 5. And we need to be rejoined with the 6 before we are brought back. And you can tell like she's fading. You may each ask one question, and then she's going to disappear.
6 of who? The vaunted?
The Sundari.
Who's trying to bring you back?
Nearly every mortal faction and anyone with enough power. Those who have the 5 artifacts.
Can I have my crossbow back?
And she, before she disappears, she doesn't answer you.
No.
She says, we never should have merged. That was a mistake. Find our 6th sister. Find her. Kill her. Bring her to us. And she fades into specks of golden light, and so does her deer. And there's a shimmer in the air that hasn't quite disappeared. When she left, she was reaching out for all 3 of you, and then this shimmer in the air remains, as well as 30 gold pieces on the ground.
And my crossbow?
And your crossbow.
It's gone.
God.
It's just gone, dude. Phibbs walks over to where she was and just kind of like drops his disguise self spell, like so his fleshy hand fades away to one of bone and like kind of puts his hand in the air where that like displacement is. Does it feel strange?
Yeah, it feels like warm light, milky, silky, smooth warmth, and you gain, until midnight, you gain +2 AC. You just feel this burst of strength in your bones. The shimmer is still there. The other thing that you see is as she's fading away and in the shimmer, you almost get a sense of the geography of where she's going. And it looks misty, full of just foggy blueness. And you recognize this as when you reawakened as your undead skeleton self, this was the place that she went back to. Like you were there once before you, your soul, your spirit, your awareness was in the realm where she faded away into.
Interesting.
I mean, Busy's gonna go and like grab the coins. Busy counts each and every coin.
There are exactly 30 gold pieces.
Busy's gonna go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Amazing.
You're counting them one by
Great.
one.
It is flawless counting and a flawless amount of coins.
Tippy very trepidatiously goes and grabs his crossbow and thinks about that he got bested, and then whips the crossbow to the shimmering cloud, and he goes, if only you were faster, and puts it back in his pack.
You know when you're like torturing and killing in the shrieks?
Of course.
How good the shrieks feel?
Yeah.
I kind of feel right now how I feel with the shrieks. It's
Yeah.
weird. That a thing of like, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else? Kind of after we did, like we helped or whatever, like, kind of.
I'm saying good riddance.
Yeah.
So glad to be rid of that tits lady. Didn't like her at all.
I mean, look, she could be a bit abrasive upon first blush,
She's a
but
lot.
yeah, it was nice to find a challenge and find a solution. I think we're solution-oriented people.
And like when the deer came down and then like it was all like it was
Well,
like
yeah,
oh I'm like
I
so scared.
missed
Then it
it.
was
Like,
like
what
all
happened?
floaty. Oh, it was so cool. So deer came down, all floaty, ooh, and then came in. It was all jumping and stuff. And then weird lady like did that thing with like where the liquid comes from the eyes and stuff. And it was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, her eyes went crazy for a second. Then she totally changed what she looked like. I mean, you saw her after, right?
But was that like a spell or something? Or
She said that she was one of the Sundari, which I don't know how that's possible, but she disappeared. You know who would know more is Unzug. I wish he were here,
I do too.
and that we had a relationship where I could ask him this type of thing. But perhaps if we find him, he would grant us the answer to this question. But
Yeah. Also, what happened to you back there? You were talking and you were like, yeah, like I'm really cool. I'm gonna do the thing, and then you were all of a sudden were like,
yeah,
That's what it looked like.
did my jaw disgorge in perhaps a surprised manner, and I appeared catatonic?
Yeah. Like you're like the this part and this part were like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
happened, Fibs? Like, yeah, that's
So-
so embarrassing. that the only embarrassing thing happened to you.
I want to hear.
Yes, Lou?
I want to hear Busy's impersonation one more time.
Okay,
Okay. Now I'd like to hear your explanation.
of course. I'd never want to interrupt a good impression of me having some sort of medical episode. Yeah, I don't know. I saw she held up that symbol and like, all of a sudden, like everything went rigid, and apparently I went, and then, how I was just like Crandall. I was a different Crandall, not Crandall, but like good, like different body. I was in a different body, and it felt like something that happened to me, but it wasn't me, or maybe it was me. I don't know.
So like a dream or
Maybe it was a vision of some
a
sort.
vision?
I don't really know. I don't know if it was. She was clearly a magical being. Maybe it was some sort of illusion, like a turkey. It was very believable.
like a turkey.
Yeah. I don't know. It felt real. Felt real to me.
Okay.
Did it feel like when you guys were talking about inhibiting before? Did it feel like that?
You mean inhabiting?
Inhabiting, yeah.
I haven't experienced that, but it did not fill me with like unknowable, exquisite passion and joy. It filled me with a deep sense of unease.
Okay.
Oh.
You think I'll ever feel that?
A deep sense of unease, 1,000%.
Oh.
I feel that every day. I'm talking about the other thing.
Oh, a exquisite passion and joy?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I feel like that for you.
Okay.
Yeah, listen to my niece.
Unky.
She's a baby.
Okay, but
No,
please,
Unky
drop,
Tippy.
Unky is horrible.
No, but Unky Tippy, I think you're talking about love, and I love you.
I go away, kid.
No. And Busy
It's
just.
all right. It just makes me want to prove myself to him even more.
So you take your time to process everything that just happened. You are able to make it to Knack Brekka before the end of the day, getting there in the evening.
What is it like between this sort of like desolate butte that we were just at
Yeah.
and Knack Brekka? Is it kind of just more just endless desolation, and then there's like this little...
There are a few people who at some point wind up traveling with you or joining forces. They kind of hold up their fists and say, Knack Brekka rules, Knack Brekka rules.
Knack Brekka rules.
Yeah, Knack Brekka rules. There's really just two rules. One is monsters are people, not snacks. And then the other is handle your own business on your own. So if you ask even more, it's just that these different monsters and factions, criminal activity, it's all above board until it isn't, in which case you take care of yourself.
No cops?
Basically, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Perfect.
A gallantling, you could tell, would feel extremely uncomfortable here.
A-gab.
Yeah. But if you're like of the evil sort, it's almost like like your dungeon, where you're cohabitating with oozes and they're not actually attacking you.
How built up is it? Is it like a shanty town? Is it like...
Okay, so you are now around 2 miles outside of town. You actually can see the small settlement that does look like a bunch of Tudor-style buildings.
Wow. Oh, cool. Oh, this is so much more built up than I was expecting. This is exciting.
Yeah, I was
I'm
thinking
really
like
excited.
shacks and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is a nice little western town.
Beings of all sorts roam the streets, so even from your distance, you can see like movement. It's not like everyone's ants. It's like some movement where there are large and huge beings that tower over the roofs. You actually can see what you would put together is a scravix as a city wall on the other side.
Oh, wow.
Between the wilds and Knack Brekka.
Live or dead?
Yeah, it looks alive. It looks alive.
Okay.
There are things that are moving through it.
I get nervous realizing that I'm made of bones.
Oh, the other thing you see, from your vantage point, you also see little campsites peppering just the circumference of the town, still under the protection, it seems like, of the worm. But up above, you see a smaller settlement in the sky, in the clouds. Looks like it's also made up of a few of the Tudor-style buildings, but also has some metallic elements in it as well. There's not a lot of business, but you can see one sky ship blasting away from the town in the sky. And this is pretty much just above Knack Brekka.
Phibbs's jaw drops to the ground, literally, because he has never seen a skyship, and it is the coolest thing he's ever seen in his life.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
While Busy is looking up, she just like leans down. Her hand detaches, grabs Phibbs's jaw, and then her hand climbs up Fizz's body and just before it goes back up and goes back on her hand. Whole time she's just staring at the skyships.
Right, and you are all about a mile away, and the other passengers, the other caravan travelers, they pass you. This isn't the first time they've seen any of this, but you are all standing stock still at the top of a ridge, looking out at this town.
Yeah, Tippy is wincing at every loud noise. Like everything that passes by, he's like,
Yeah, even the skyship makes a woo 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 sound that would reach you from down here.
Could you build one of those, Tippy?
Probably, I mean, goblins, you know, we would use all sorts of things, gears, bones, and scraps, old buckets, probably a lot of old buckets.
Well, we've got some money now. We can probably buy some pretty old buckets.
We get the oldest bucket.
We get the oldest buckets, and we build ourselves a Sky City Bird ship.
Can we just steal that one?
But then where? Then what? Then where do we go?
I guess we gotta ask around.
Yeah. This is the only town that I know of.
Maybe
I don't know
Umzug has like a summer dungeon somewhere.
Oh, that'd be
summer
really
dungeon.
Nice. Yeah.
At the mention of Unzug, you actually perk up someone's attention. So it's not many, it's like probably a dozen total, but there are passers-by who are heading towards this city, and an imp with an incredibly long, pointy nose and flappy ears, shorter than all of you, comes up and goes, "Oh yeah, Unzug, huh? Unzug's people?
Yeah.
Knack Brekka rules?
Knack Brekka rules.
Okay. Oh, right. I heard about the decimation of your dungeon. Oh. Yeah, we got decimated too. Yeah.
Oh, with whom do you work?
Yeah, we're the greatest, just the greatest overlord of all time.
Unzug.
No, not, well, I mean, sure. Yeah, Unzug's the greatest guy in all time.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, well, as long as we're telling jokes.
It's not a joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ordinal, a literal dragon.
Ordinal.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Have you
anyway, we got wiped
haven't
out
heard
too.
of an Ordinal.
He's the best dang evil overlord of all time.
To you.
Second best, maybe.
Yeah.
Third best.
Well,
Rest in peace.
we're from Clawcrack Mountain. I don't know how we survived, to be perfectly honest. Everyone else got, I can't talk about it, or I'm going to have a fit and Knack Brekka rules.
Knack Brekka rules.
Yeah.
What do you know about? How did you know about our desolation? Like, how did you know about Unzug's lair?
Oh, because Ordina lets us go out and about whenever, and so we've got our little people that we talk to here and there, little ways to get messages and notes.
So you've been to Knack Brekka before?
Oh, yeah. I've been to Knack Brekka before. This is where I got the job for Ordinal.
Oh, okay.
Now, I will say, some freaking union came in and inhabited the place, and I can't with them.
But they came, Fiend United. They came to your place?
That is what they were called.
Clockcrack Mountain too?
Clockcrack Mountain got infested with about 100 weirdos.
Okay,
sounds
was
about
one
right.
of them a little lippy, attitude-having chest?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
But lippy and attitude having, that does seem to be, I mean, it was more of,
Was Deb there?
Deb,
She's a
don't
Grell?
recognize a Grell. So
Kind of looks like a Karen.
we have a
She looks like a
Grell.
Karen?
We have a Grell in our dungeon, but she got killed. No, there wasn't a Grell. I mean, this time it was an Ettercap. An Ettercap was in the
which is kind of a spidery humanoid type, just like a droopy guy with like spider mandibles and weird arms.
Yeah.
Oh, little droopy guy.
Yeah, a droopy guy.
I don't know.
I think I'm describing that correctly.
but yeah, he's like an Ettercap came and just laid down the law as if we were nothing.
And were there goblins where you were?
We weren't such a goblin dungeon, no.
Are there goblins in Knack Brekka?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in Knack Brekka.
Surely they'll help me. Maybe we could find the goblins and ask them for advice.
Are you part of a faction? Are you in a faction yet?
We're a faction. We're the terror squad.
We are the terror squad.
We're a
True.
squad.
Okay. We haven't heard of you, and I'm just saying that in Knack Brekka, you kind of want to be backed by someone, because if you're not part
We're
of...
backed by Unzug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The glorious, the great Unzug.
Well, is he alive?
No one's taken out.
Yeah.
He's just
How do you
regrouping.
kill
Okay,
someone
that's what I
who's
say about Ordinal.
all-powerful?
That's how I say about Ordinal. There's no way. There's just no way.
Yeah.
He's regrouping. He'll be back, bigger and stronger than ever, and I'm going to be at his right side, and it's going to be great.
Yes, my next thing on my path is to make myself indispensable so that I don't get weirdly dispensed ever again.
That is amazing. I have that on my 5-year plan too.
What's your name, by the way?
Zag.
Zag?
Zag.
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 Zog.
Zog.
With a heart.
Zag.
A long.
Og.
Zog.
I'm saying, yeah, Zag.
Zag.
Zag. Nice to meet you, Zag.
Nice to meet you. I'm gonna go in there and see what's about town, and maybe look for my people. We're all staying
Real
together.
quick. Do you know the conversion rate from gold to dungeon dollars?
Right.
I know that you guys did that. I think Unzug had you in his clutches. Again, my overlord was an actual dragon, and so we dealt only in real treasure.
Fiat, hard currency, I understand.
Yeah.
Got
Gold
it.
coins,
Okay.
copper coins, silver coins, but also chalices and ornate relics, mirrors.
Ours was more like a crypt currency.
I've heard of that stuff. It sounds like a scam.
It's
Not
pretty
a
legit.
scam,
We
yeah.
got everything
I
we
did-
needed.
Yeah, and then we've
It's
got
not-
some NFTs, not for trolls.
I understand.
trolls.
No, I understand that you don't want anybody
Crypt coins.
talking badly about your overlord. But if I may be so bold, you might encounter this in Knack Brekka.
Knack Brekka rules.
Yeah,
Knack
Knack
Brekka
Brekka rules.
Everything okay there, Zag?
You seem overcome by the prospect of us being perhaps made light of or taken advantage of because of our relative ignorance of your ways.
Fibs has got a point.
So, what you might encounter in Knack Brekka is that Unzug is he is well feared, but anyone who knows his ways doesn't really want to work for him. He's a really toxic.
It sounds great. Poison, very powerful.
Yeah, he's still got poison
still
damage.
poisoned,
That's
yeah.
not
Do you know
good.
if there's,
Yeah, is there a hospital maybe or like a unpoisoner?
Yeah, there are ways to get that removed. It does cost literal money, so if you just have dungeon dollars,
No,
it's
we
not
have
gonna
literal
go
money.
very
We're
far.
not. We're not some sort of desolation yokels.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely know what money is and didn't find that out today.
100%.
Well, then, with all due respect, I may encourage you to look for other avenues of employment, and just such a sight's bigger than Unzug. He is powerful, but
All powerful.
very powerful.
You're all powerful, or you are small, powerful.
He's.
Great point, Fibs.
That's what I've always said, beginning right now.
I mean, that just sounds like something he would tell you. I like you guys, so and also I can't kill you right now. So that's a
true.
bit of advice.
Knack
That's
Brekka rules.
Knack Brekka rules.
Yeah.
That's a bit of advice to just take with you that there's a bigger world out there than Unzug.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, well,
Good one, Zog.
Okay, so,
Now, since we're telling jokes, hey.
weird dragon lair humor.
This conversation's been a bit out of the ordinary for us.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we got to find a way to get his blood changed. And,
Yeah, I'm severely poisoned.
Okay, well, look, if you want to meet up with some folks, we're all just we're gonna be hanging out at the Drooling Dretch. That's kind of the only tavern in town, but
Okay.
it's normally a fun time. There's always a fight, always.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But these have to be like sanctioned because, as we all know, Knack Brekka rules.
Knack
Brekka rules.
It's more. Here's the thing, Knack Brekka rules, right? Knack Brekka rules are just they're just that the monsters are people, not snacks, and if there's a dispute, you handle it yourself.
Okay.
Oh, like handle it, like with these hands.
So if I can parse this, like if there are big monsters that are just going after people for survival-based instincts, well, that's not sanctioned. But if there is like some higher level intelligence dispute, then that's just kind of on your own, or a lot of times, just so you know, factions can get behind one or the other of the sides, which is why you want to be backed by at least one of them.
What about starting our own faction, which we kind of already are? We're the Terror Squad.
Yes.
Okay, so what you're talking about is a group, and a faction is thousands of people big across Sundaros.
Oh, I mean, they got to start somewhere, right? Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of a startup mentality.
I know, I really get it. This is classic Unzug minion narcissism.
Wow. Okay, Ordinel.
Ordinel.
Well, I'm just telling you the way that it is, so.
All right. Well,
I guess
You
we'll see
told
you
us.
at the Jewel and Dretch later.
The drooling
Yeah.
dretch, okay. Bye.
see ya.
Yeah.
Zag.
Zag.
Bye, Dag.
Okay, so you're all left to your own devices at this point to enter the city as you will, or explore the camps, or whatever you want to do.
I would like to be rid of this poison coursing through my veins.
Yeah, I think we gotta
fix that first.
fix your blood. Something's gross with it.
Yeah, somebody's got to get rid of it.
Well, I mean, I can get rid of it. I know how to do that part. I don't know
I
how to
can't
put more
replace it.
in. Yeah. It's,
Right.
I have never seen the blood taking outing and then blood
Yeah, I'm
putting back
curious.
in. I want to see what that looks like.
I've never been poisoned, and in fact, like, it's not as bad as I thought it'd be, but like, it's bad. So let's.
Yeah, I
let's
didn't
get
want to
rid of it.
freak you out, but you look atrocious.
Yeah, real bad. It's
All right.
really
Well, thank you.
quite terrible.
Okay, I'm glad you guys said that because I was kind of feeling self-conscious and I wasn't sure, and now it's good to know.
Well, there's no point in saying anything if we can't do anything
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
why bring it up?
Yeah, you gotta. If you're gonna present a problem, you should probably present a solution. We're
Solution-oriented.
Solution-oriented. I mean, that's what the Terror Squad's about.
That's what we're about.
Yes.
I've seen so much new stuff. I got to talk to a person. I got
Yeah.
to I got to look like I've never done that spell before.
That was very cool.
I got to try out some new stuff. I got to see a deer.
Back then, I could have had her. Yeah, I had a shot, and
And if you wouldn't have been poisoned, you would have.
Yeah.
True.
And then if she didn't turn into like a deity and disappear
yeah, magical
before our
dust.
eyes and
a
give me
re-
a haunting vision of my past, then next time we'll get it. Next time.
Next time,
Yeah, next
one in the chest, two in the back.
You approach the town during this conversation pretty jovially, feeling pretty good. Mildly agitated voices, some shouts, some yells, some growls. They fill your ears. Nothing you haven't heard in the dungeons before. And as you approach the hubbubs, you actually do see the 11, 12 buildings that are along the main road. It's still early evening, so there are fleshy monsters, fiends, oozes, monstrosities dripping, lots of slime trails everywhere. Also humanoids, and plenty of humanoids actually. More of the lycanthrope types and hags, some fey creatures that seem humanoid. Everyone meanders about together, many different heights, many different sizes. Most of them just give you a passing glance. Nothing's exactly friendly, but it doesn't seem dangerous either as everyone goes about their evening.
Yeah, Busy's just kind of waving at all of especially the dungeony creatures, like the oozes and stuff like that. Busy's like, hey, good looking ooze.
Okay, and if it is plenty of oozes, you just see the slop and you see some prehensile fists come out and slide back in. Yeah. So you're just kind of looking around. You see the drooling dretch right in the front of the town. Is there anything else you're looking for?
Is there an apothecary or some sort of sawbones or snake oil salesman or?
Everything does look Tudor style, like a Western town, sandy dust on the road, but also these Tudor style buildings are just nice and neat. And you actually see some bandaged monsters walking out of a specific building. And this one in particular has moss growing up it, vines, lots of natural herbs and verdant green things dangling from it. And it's massively tall. You actually see a monster, their big legs extending past the edge of the building, just hanging out. And as you approach, it's called Angelina's Alchemy.
Yeah, Tippy definitely wants to go in that building, for sure. He wants to cure his poison.
Yeah, we gotta get that poison out of your veins so you can put some more poison in it over at the drooling dretch, am I right?
Hey, that's
I don't know, I don't think I can drink.
Yeah, you gotta do the drinking for us.
Okay.
So
I don't think I have.
there is an entrance door, and as you enter it, it actually opens into kind of a room that looks very much like a cave. Like they just imported some stone and made it really, really
A little taste of home.
really small in the front. There's no way this is the end of the entire building, but it's just a hovel right at the front.
Oh, they really went all out to make this so comfortable.
I like it here.
It's really nice.
You do see a massively greasy hag behind a stone pedestal, laying across her arms lazily.
Hello, Booyag, or whatever you are. Can I get a little poison out from this guy?
And she's much, much taller than you, and she peers down and just kind of goes, "Ah! Get the poison out!"
Okay, all right. Someone's excited.
You will owe me.
Yeah, what's your price, Booyag?
I will need the eyes of a lemur.
Oh, she is stressing me out,
boy.
guys.
Lemur.
Do you take gold?
You take gold? We usually would have dungeon dollars, but would gold suffice?
Let me see your dungeon dollars.
We actually
don't have any anymore.
We don't have them.
Yeah.
It's the currency's in flux.
I just wanted to see them. I've heard so much about them sometimes. I never had that idea to just make my minions have an internal money service that didn't actually mean anything. It's so evil.
Oh, they had a monetary value, of course.
Yeah, it means something.
Which dungeon are you talking about?
Oh, that would be Unzug's lair.
Of course.
The only dungeon.
The only dungeon.
The best dungeon.
Capital D.
The Unzug's lair. You've
Unzug's
heard of
lair.
it.
You've heard of it.
He's
Yeah.
my favorite one.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah.
He's my favorite
There's so much in
one.
common.
Of all the evil overlords, I love what he does. He just hates everyone. And he sells people out, and his betrayal levels are chef's kiss.
Yeah, see, finally, somebody
Gets
knows
it.
what's good. Yeah.
Well, seeing as you're a friend of Unzug, do you think we could get a friendly Unzug discount?
You know, when Unzug had the bust at the top ranking, then I would say yes, Knack Brekka is all about the evil overlords. But ever since the top 4 evil overlords are now lairless, and the Fiends United took them over, we don't know what to do with the bust. We don't have the ranking system anymore.
Well, he's still all powerful, so.
Yeah.
He is my favorite. I'll give you a discount.
All right.
And you just need the poison.
Just out.
Well, how much do you have?
Can we sidebar?
Quick sidebar.
We're gonna do a quick sidebar.
Okay.
We shouldn't tell anybody how much we have because they'll steal it. Because if someone told me how much money they had, I'd steal it.
That is an
Well,
excellent point.
But why steal coins? They're useless. Like, why not steal my crossbow or steal like?
They're like dungeon dollars to us.
Yeah, so you could use it to like buy another crossbow and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's the impression I've gotten from
That's what it seems
all of
like.
these weirdos we've
But
spoken
if
with.
people could steal our dungeon dollars, then we could steal other people's dungeon dollars.
Just remember, the Knack Brekka rules.
Knack Brekka rules. You're right.
It may.
Relax on that.
We may have to stand on business.
Okay. Well,
How much do you think a depoisoner is worth? I'm gonna say it's like worth,
to me, 1 million gold pieces. But you tell me,
I'm gonna say 2.
because I don't
I
want
was
to be
going to
poisoned.
go with 5, but if you think it's 1 million, we don't have
I
1
don't
million.
know. It's kind of important to me to not be poisoned.
Sure.
Let's start with 2 and see what happens.
Okay.
We'll
We'll negotiate our way up.
Okay, we'll start with 2.
Busy like, oh. And what was your name?
Angelina!
Angela, oh, right, sign out the door. Oh, silly me. So we are prepared to offer you 2 whole gold pieces.
Okay, that'll get you vomiting in this bucket and an overnight stay for at least 10 hours.
In addition to the poison being removed?
Yeah, that
sounds
will
great.
be the poison
sounds-
being removed, but you will not be able to leave. You'll be pretty paralyzed for about 8 hours.
Oh.
For 10 gold pieces, I can one and done it.
Guys, hold on. Quick sidebar.
Sidebar.
We could just, could we kill her? No, she seems.
Knack Brekka rules.
Yeah, Knack Brekka rules.
Brekka
All right,
rules.
You're right. Should we talk her down or?
I'm gonna see if she'll do 8. Busy just like, still in the sidebar, just pops her head out. Would you take 8?
I would take 8 and anything of Unzug's.
Anything of
Anything of Unzug's. I've got to have
that.
something on here. Yeah, Busy like feels she's got like some kind of like little scraps on like her crown like she had earlier. So she goes and like pops one off. It's like 8 and this magical item from Unzug's lair. Or item from
I
Unzug's lair.
take the thing and I'm like, hold on, I can make it better. And with magical tinkering, I'm going to make it like a little hologram pop up and just say terror that you could like look in the sun. You can kind of like see 2 sides of it. It just says terror.
Welcome to Unzug's Lair.
Yes. Not for trolls. Not for trolls.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Give it to me. Ah, yes, terror. That's what Unzug stands for. That's what you stand for. Okay, no problem.
And she just reaches out her hand, touches you. You feel like you just took a nap and completely healed. And who's paying the 8 gold pieces, or who's doing that math?
I think that I've got the
got
gold
the gold.
piece. I have
You
all
got
of
the
them.
gold.
Yeah. Okay, because I had
Busy
to
has
count.
the gold.
So Busy just like slowly just starts counting them out. 1,
Oh, right.
2,
She's a very deliberate accountant.
3, 4.
Unzug makes you paranoid, doesn't he?
Sometimes I lost count.
Just start over.
Start over. Start from the top.
Pick those pieces
Yeah,
back
just
up
give me
and
those
just
back.
start over.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, Knack Brekka rules, right?
Brekka rules.
Knack Brekka
rules.
I break a rule. Oh, damn it. Busy grabs
Okay, eventually she takes your money. You are now lesser restored,
Yes.
fully unpoisoned.
Yes.
Hey, you
8
look less horrible.
8 gold pieces lighter, and I will say, if you keep taking things off of your crown, I'm gonna say you have 5 of those left. Of natural things you could just pull off and use for a certain thing before your crown is not a crown anymore, just trash.
I mean, it is already. Damn,
Man,
all
everyone's
right.
so rude in this town.
As you walk out onto the street, it's fairly packed, and you can tell in the evening that this is a prime spot for vice and villainy and hedonism, and you are right smack dab in the middle of it. A lot of roads lead to the drooling dretch.
It's wild out here.
Yeah, it's some kind of dreadlight district. Should we investigate the dretch? I've always wanted to see a real live tavern.
Let's go in.
It sounds really fun. I hope everyone in there is nice.
I'm sure they will be. I mean, everyone here has at least been personable.
Yeah, maybe there's a corner that I could kind of hide behind my stuff. No one can look at me.
Yeah, maybe we can get a booth.
Yeah, let's get a booth.
let's get a booth.
So you do make your way back from whence you came to the start of the town where there is the Drooling Dretch Tavern and Bunkhouse. And this has plenty of clientele wandering in and out, mostly in at this point. And it is loud in there. Even getting in there, you're just bumping against slimy skin, leathery skin, lots of weird hair. And you're probably very uncomfortable.
Super uncomfortable.
Outside, so it looks like a goblin, the sign of the dredge, but it's got a pig snout. And it just says, written pretty haphazardly, the Drooling Dretch Tavern and Bunkhouse. And as you go in, it is a madhouse. There are people mostly dancing and screaming. No fights have burst out yet, but there is a giant were-boar just kind of getting everyone going. So he's not necessarily singing, but he's like every once in a while he'll just lash out and like punch someone
Just like
a
a bar
little.
mitzvah hype man.
Yeah, exactly. And he's kind of in the middle of the room, and you can see other rooms in this tavern, and then there's stairs leading up. As you all enter into this absolute hub of hedonistic monsters, that is where we will end this episode of Sagas of Sundry Goblin Mode. Our Minions of Mayhem will be back next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Knack Brekka rules.
Knack Brekka rules!
Oh my God. Rules are just what have we done? Just that. Knack Brekka rules.